The cryptocurrency market has almost finished a 2-week consolidation period. The next directional move is almost about to begin, with volatility slowly tapering, price action coming to the end of a pinching zone, and traditional markets about to open up. We can expect a volatile week ahead. The question is, where are we heading and how do we know where that will be? Let's go ahead and dive into the charts. Okay, what is going on, MegaWhale team? Welcome back to the channel, guys. Thank you for tuning into today's video. Hope you're all having a fantastic day. We're going to go ahead and talk about Bitcoin today, focusing more on the shorter time frame, discussing what is going to happen over the next couple days, as we do have the traditional markets opening pretty soon. And of course, what we're going to see with the price action, what we've been talking about over the last couple of days in terms of volatility, and we'll go over again today, we can see we're in this long consolidation zone. And the market is more or less just waiting. It is waiting to see how the traditional markets open, how they react, and thus the crypto market should follow suit. So right now, consolidation is coming to an end. We are seeing quite a drawn out consolidation zone. The reason we know it's coming to an end because we see volatility start to drop, we see volume start to drop, okay, and we see the range start to pinch, meaning the swings in the range are getting smaller and smaller and smaller, meaning there is a degree of consolidation going on here, which will result in a directional move, or the next directional move in Bitcoin at some point. Now, before we get into today's video, guys, smash the like button, comment below. Let me know if you have any questions down below. Of course, if you do have a community question you would like answered in a video, drop your question down below and I'll be sure to go over it in the next video. That being said, guys, make sure to follow the link down below, the second link in the pinned comment, to join our Telegram channel, get access to all of our charts, updates, analysis videos, information, and all the important and relevant stuff. If you're interested in VIP, you can find all membership details here, and you can see our monthly results over here. You get access to our VIP channel, which is this channel over here. We post daily trader signals, analysis, updates, whole range of more stuff over here, and our group chat with all our members in there where we post additional content. Let's go ahead and dive into it. Starting with this chart over here, we can see negative 18.664 Bitcoin for November. Again, it is round about the same where it's been the last few days. We've had a 1 or 2% swing over the last 3 or 4 days, up and down, but more or less hanging around that negative 18 point. And obviously quarterly, we are still negative 14. Again, if this closes red, guys, this will be the first ever 4 consecutive red months Bitcoin has ever seen in the history of Bitcoin, which is insane, okay? The last time we saw a 4 consecutive month was 2017. We saw 4 consecutive green months, but we've never actually seen 4 consecutive red months in a single given year period, okay? Not in a singular year period. Moving on from there, we can see volatility is low, around 4.09, again pushing around 4.09, 4.1, 4.09, and you may be thinking, wow, volatility is pretty high over a 30-day period. But if we go ahead and zoom in, guys, we can see that it has massively plateaued. So the day-to-day volume, the intraday volume, the change from day to day is very minimal, okay? Meaning there isn't a lot of volume right now. Over a 30-day period it is, but right now over the last 20 days or 10 days, should I say, ever since the 10th of November to the 20th of November, which is today, we've had very little volatility. And we can see it on the chart. If we go ahead and mark that out, we have the 10th of November over here, okay? And the 20th over here. As you can see in the chart, we have had this decrease in volatility, which is leading to smaller and smaller swings, indicating consolidation and compression, which is basically our price action compressing, getting smaller and smaller, eventually leading to the next volatility surge and the next breakout, okay? So looking at volatility, it gives or paints a pretty clear picture in regards to what the price action is doing. Remember, they go hand in hand. So if you see the price action, you can kind of infer the volatility, meaning if you look at the price action and you see these consolidation zones, you can assume volatility is low. And if you look at the price action and you see these big spikes and big movements, big swings, you can assume volatility is high, because they kind of go hand in hand. So you don't always need all the information, you just need one piece of information, you kind of infer what the rest is going on in the market. And of course, as we can see, liquidation is very, very low, only 28 million in 24 hours, 600,000 in the last hour, very, very small liquidations for crypto market. The market in general, again, not a lot of trading going on, not a lot happening in crypto right now. Again, very much waiting for that next directional move. DXY, again, hasn't moved much. We are still waiting for the opens. We are looking at the DXY here. It's looking okay. We have lost that 50 EMA. It looks like we are rejecting from this level again over here, like we said, the 106 level. And obviously clearing this low here will send us back down. Clearing this level can send us all the way back down to 109, which of course is actually back up. That would be very, very bearish for the traditional markets. Thus, very bearish for crypto. And therefore we can see Bitcoin come back down. If we do see that rise up, we should see bond yields continue upwards, okay, and the rest of our markets fall. Here's the thing, very hard to say exactly what's happening today. Obviously the market has been closed for about 32 hours now, so we don't know where this is going to end up. We do have to see where that actually opens up tomorrow to determine whether we're going to get rejected from this high over here, okay, and head back down, or we're going to push through this high and continue this directional move upward. Total cryptocurrency market cap, guys, our zones are very, very clear. And as you can see, even on this daily chart, this consolidation over here is becoming much more apparent. You can see much smaller bodies, okay, and much smaller wicks, indicating again, massive consolidation. But more importantly, these very small bodies indicate indecision, okay? So not only do we have consolidation and compression, okay, by the length of these wicks, but we also have indecision based on the bodies, okay? The bodies are indicating massive indecision. Seeing these doji candles print, one day chart consecutively is suggesting massively low volume, okay? Massive compression and a lot of indecision, but it does determine or does tell us that a big move is coming next. A big move is coming up, a big directional move is coming. Where's the directional move? We've already told you guys the next directional move will take us downwards into this low again, this low zone over here, or back into this range here to either reject or break down. Obviously pushing through this level would be incredibly bullish. Seeing a breakthrough would be a very good sign. Of course, for us to be macro bullish on the crypto market, or for us to see any sign of macro reversal, we will need to break through this downward trending resistance again, which is this level here. Breaking through this downward trending resistance can help propel us back over the $1 trillion resistance here, which can send us into a new uptrend and obviously enable Bitcoin to go higher. Losing this level over here does send us back downwards pretty aggressively, and we'll see Bitcoin head down to that $14,000 range if that does occur. We'll come back and talk about the macro later in today's video. Stocks, very much looking the same. Dow Jones, finding resistance at 34,000. Breaking over 34,000 will enable a push upwards to retest these highs. Obviously, that will break over a very strong resistance zone, as you can see over here. That is that bear market resistance, which will enable us to go higher. And of course, the Dow Jones challenging at that 4,000 psychological resistance. Breaking over this level enables a retest of this downward trending resistance, which of course will send us into a new uptrend. So that is about the market, guys. Just a little update on the market. It's looking okay. Again, we don't really have all the data. We do need the markets open to see how they're responding, see how they're reacting, see where the candles are printing, and then we can kind of figure out what's actually going on. Until then, Bitcoin is going to be more or less moving sideways. So let's talk about two things. I want to talk about two things today, and that is, number one, I want to talk about the macro for Bitcoin. What would happen if we see a move upwards? What would happen if we see the market open positive and we see Bitcoin rally upwards, we see a breakthrough at total cryptocurrency market cap resistance, and we see a push high? What would happen? What would we need to see? Well, first and foremost, let's go ahead and lay out a major resistance zones on the chart. So first and foremost, we do know this horizontal resistance is going to be that main resistance level on the total cryptocurrency market cap and Bitcoin chart, which is the immediate $18,000 level, and it does extend down to this 17,600 absolute bottom. So we're going to have a pretty major resistance zone here. Assuming we break through this level, we are technically back in this triangular pattern, and we can expect a retest of this downward trending resistance. Obviously, for us to see any sort of upward reversal, we'd need to break over this local high, which is around 21,300. Leading up above that, we can see a move back into that yearly resistance range, which is sitting between 22,700, okay, all the way up to around 23,400. It's a yearly resistance, this pinching zone that we saw in December 2020. This is that major rejection zone that we do have before we test that yearly bear market resistance level, sitting around, it's around about $28,000 to $30,000, give or take a little bit. It fluctuates in that range a little bit. It's not a very clear range, but which is that bear market resistance, okay? So pushing through this level here will enable a retest of this. Breaking through this level and breaking through this trigger enables a retest of this major rejection zone. Breaking through a major rejection zone sends us here. Obviously losing or breaking above that level indicates that bear market is officially over for Bitcoin. Okay, remember, the bull market or the bear market bottom doesn't occur in the bear. It doesn't occur. Let me say that again. The bear market bottom, okay, occurs in the bear market, and just when the bottom is in, it doesn't mean a new bull market starts. Okay, a bull market does not resume once the bottom's in. That's not what happens. A bull market starts when the bear market resistances are broken, which generally happens well and truly after the bottom is in. So the bottom's only the bottom in hindsight most of the time. If we look at the VRPV over here, we can see as we start pushing through this chunk of resistance, and this is a very big chunk of resistance, this whole range here, very big chunk of resistance, we start clearing out these volume ranges. We have very, very low volume ranges over here up into this peak, and again, pushing upwards, very low volume ranges upwards into about 40,000 again. So the main resistance is above us before we see any significant moves to the upsides. Immediate resistances is that 17,600 level, okay? That absolute bottom that we saw in June, that 17,600, and of course that downtrending resistance of this symmetrical, of this descending triangle pattern, and that local top around 21,000. Those are our main resistances. To the downside, of course, we are in a downward trend right now. This is of course a downward trend. We do have to assume this will continue. We do have consolidation and compression, which is a bearish pennant formation. Again, we talked about that yesterday. We have to assume it will continue. And again, if the markets open poorly, we can see a continuation downwards to around 14,000, 13,900. That 13,900 level is important because that is that retest level of these candles. We'll go ahead and zoom out a little bit. We can see we have retested that 13,900 here. It did provide some immediate support in 2017, and moving down, we do have support all the way down to about 12,000, and potentially a little bit of support even lower. So that next range is that level there. Now, how will we actually go ahead and retest that range? So let's take a look. We would need to break through these lows. Okay, this is our range right now. This is our horizontal range. Okay, we've had some fake outs to the top side, fake outs to the downside. We can eliminate these as data points. Okay, we can eliminate these as outliers. If you go ahead and delete those on your chart, pretend they don't exist, what we actually are seeing right now is a sideways consolidation, a horizontal consolidation. Now, this is a bearish consolidation, as we have had the price enter from the top side in, meaning this is a downtrend, and therefore we have consolidation before the next move down. Now, it can flip to the upside and print a inverted BART. It is unlikely to do so though, unless the markets open quite bullishly. So if you allow this price action to naturally develop by itself, it will go ahead and tend to move to the downside. If we do see some bullishness in the traditional markets, we should see this actually rally with it. On the downside, guys, we do have 16,200 as that lowest end of that support line on this horizontal channel. We do have the upper end around 17,000. As you can see, we have been bouncing between 16,200 and 17,000 a few times over here. Obviously, in the last couple of days, that zone has become much tighter, sitting around 16,800 to 16,600. But that major range has been very relevant. Losing this lower level almost guarantees a push back into this level. Again, breaking through this level guarantees a push back above 17,200, and that will result in anything leading up to around 17,600, which is an absolute bottom we talked about over here, this green line, or potentially retesting this upper trend line, which is 18,100, which is this black line over here. Okay, so it all kind of lines up pretty well. If we look at the charts and we look at the short term and the macro, it all kind of lines up in terms of our horizontal ranges. We do have to make sure they are relevant across multiple time frames, not just individual short-term time frames. So on the immediate term, guys, I'll be very, very patient, waiting for directional moves for massive shorts, waiting for directional moves for longs. These are the levels we're looking at. On the very small time frame, we do have this horizontal resistance range, which is of course at 16,800 buffer. Has acted as multiple resistance many times on the chart over here, as you can see, and it has been acting as resistance once again. With that rejection, we do expect a continuation downwards for the price action. Looking for an honest, reliable, and accurate exchange that you can trust to trade on, go ahead and sign up to Bitget with the link down below and join myself and all of our other VIP members and other members who trade on Bitget daily. There's a whole range of benefits and features you can actually get by trading on Bitget. These include no government regulations, meaning you can sign up from anywhere in the world. There's no KYC, 0% trading fees on spot, massively reduced trading fees on futures. It's one of the lowest in the game. And most importantly, access to their protection fund in case the exchange gets hacked. You can actually get reimbursed for your funds, so you can ensure your funds are safe. Now, most importantly, if you do sign up with the link down below, that first link, you'll get access to 2 additional features. These include access to a reward center where you can get up to $4,163 in rewards, and access to the MegaWhale exclusive referral link, bonus discounts. Every other month we do bonus campaigns. We get up to 10% off your trading fees, or even you get a percentage of your trading fees refunded to your account as USDT. Essentially, you get paid to be on the exchange. That's enough, guys. We'll get back into the video. Okay guys, I want to quickly finish the video with doing a structural analysis on Bitcoin for the larger time frame, the macro, the daily chart, talking about the key things. When is the safest time to buy Bitcoin? When is the bear market over? Okay, and how is the chart looking like from a macro perspective? So first and foremost, guys, you may be familiar with this pattern. This is of course a downward trending channel. This is a descending channel. This is a bearish channel. Okay, it's a very large one, as a matter of fact. It's actually a 395 day downward trending channel. Okay, this is our bear market. This entire pattern here is a visual representation of the bear market, meaning, very obvious, guys, if this downward trending resistance is to be broken, that would mean we've broken the bear market. We're out of the bear market. That doesn't mean we're in a bull market. That doesn't mean we're in a new uptrend. It just means the bear market resistance has been broken. We are out of the bear market. So if you're looking for the safest time to buy Bitcoin, assuming the price action doesn't do anything from right here, assuming we're just here, the safest time to buy Bitcoin would be a breakout, wherever it occurs, from this descending channel and a support resistance flip, okay? Or if you incredibly want to play it safe, you're looking for a purchase above this local high. Breaking through, pushing above that local high, because this was a rejection point, okay? If you think about this, this is a rejection point, this is a rejection point. Breaking up here and pushing through this local high would be very bullish. Just as breaking up through here and pushing through this local high would be very bullish. Just as breaking out here, okay, and pushing through this local high would be very bullish. Okay, so when we break local highs, particularly major rejection points, we generally have a lot of strength in the trend. Our moving indicators are generally our moving averages generally indicate the trend is very strong. Okay, our momentum is quite strong, the volatility is quite strong. Obviously, that downward trending resistance has been broken and confirmed. So, looking for the safest entry, we're looking for a break out of this downward trending resistance and a break over this level. Looking for good entries on Bitcoin, well, we have discussed that already, and we've talked about that. We'll continue to talk about that as the bottom is either confirmed or it comes closer and closer as we start to potentially either drop lower for Bitcoin or push sideways. What I can say for sure, guys, is we are very close to the bottom wherever it may be. We are either at the bottom or we're very close to it. We really can't see another swing to bottom of this channel. We're going to see some sort of either sideways consolidation around this level, maybe a few more dips, maybe a little scam wick, sideways consolidation, but we are close to breaking out of this. I'm going to go ahead and say, based on a date range, if we go ahead and draw a date range, from the current date to this trend line, we have about 26 days. From the current date to that 12,000 range, which we think is going to be the maximum bottom point, that is about 60 days. So I think by the end of January 2023, we will have broken out of this descending trend line. We'll be out of that bear market. Okay, so we're getting quite close, guys. Keep an eye on those levels. Those are the levels I'm basically looking at for some long-term Bitcoin purchases. I will be very much keeping an eye on these levels. It's downward trending resistance, particularly this horizontal resistance at this local high. I'll be keeping a very close eye on that, and I will be almost immediately purchasing and acquiring some more Bitcoin upon confirmation that these two levels are broken. Okay, I'm gonna leave it there, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you guys in tomorrow's one. Cheers.